Thank you very much, JT. Yeah, very keen to show this game off. It's a bit of a weird one from 2003. I've got Aeon Frodo joining me on the couch.
Hi.
And I think we're just going to get right into it. So time will start once I confirm a new game on easy. So I'll just do a bit of a countdown. And that's 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so got a few little cutscenes to skip.
Yeah, so this is like product number 3, or P.N.03 for short. And this game is basically you play as a character who is, how can I describe it? She's kind of pre-Bayonetta, but not like, yeah. So this game was released as part of the Capcom 5 for the GameCube. So this was part of, Resident Evil 4, Killer 7, all those, those cult classic Capcom games, or less than, or because of Resident Evil 4 popularity. But yeah, so at the moment, like right now, jumping is like faster than just running to the area. Also, you have to dodge a lot of bullets, which is easier. Yeah, so the suit allows a lot of like interesting movement.
Yeah. This game ended up getting a bit rushed because Capcom desperately needed to actually release a game on the GameCube. So yeah, like I mentioned, Killer 7, Resi 4, they were both sort of stuck in development hell. So they just like, okay, just make a game. Make the game, release it. So Mikami decided it was going to be this one.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Was this the first of the Capcom 5 that came out? Or?
I think so, yes, because it's got a trailer for Beautiful Joe on the disc, so I'm assuming that was also not yet out.
Yeah.
So this is the first room with a little bit of actual combat in it. So normally you can just skip past anything you like, but this room, the door is locked, so we need to blow up all the robots, every one of them, or we won't be able to progress.
Yeah, and you see that he's not moving while attacking. That means he can't actually move while attacking in the game. That's how the game functions.
Oh, nice.
And he's trying to get as many points as possible because we need certain upgrades and even buy a new suit.
Yeah, so points work as currency in this game. Pretty common mechanic from back then. For all I know, it's pretty common now. I don't know. I don't play games. What are games? So we've got another forced combat room here, and these giant laser cannons, they're left on a tiny little bit of health, and so you can just finesse them, chip them off, finish them with a single shot each. This is a little chancy here, yeah, because sometimes the energy drive misses that one there. It's at an awkward angle. And I've adjusted the camera, and you should never do that in this game, and I'm just lucky it resets every room, because this game, I haven't mentioned it, this game's controls, they are wild. So the basic control style, people call it tank controls, but it's more like you can either turn or you can walk. You can't do both. So typical sort of third-person action camera just doesn't really apply. And the camera adjustment is just a bunch of different presets that the C-stick toggles between rather than like a constant rotation. So it's very rough around the edges, but I really love it all the same.
Yeah, watching like Nico speedrun this game, it's a very interesting game to just watch because there's some jank to it, but there's also it's just something that you don't see every day.
In that interesting way, you name drop Bayonetta, which funnily enough, Kamiya didn't work on this game. This was Mikami, but there was a follow-up project to this called Vanquish, which I think was for the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I've got that game actually. Yeah. So.
Oh, whoops. Routing error, there we go. Which, they tried to sort of take some of what worked in this game and use it for that one. I never got around to playing it because I just...
It's very fun. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Something to boot the old PS3 up for then.
Yeah.
Beautiful, there we go. All right, so that's essentially mission 1 done. We've only got the boss left to go. So this game's pretty straightforward. It's linear. At the time it was made, it was already like, oh, this is a bit of a throwback to the old sort of, NES action classics. So we've effectively just got 11 missions to beat in sequence. There's no branching paths. There's no secrets or anything like that. You just smash the robots, run away from them when you don't have to, kill them when you have to. Vanessa really doesn't like robots, and that's about the only part of plot that this game has. All right, so we're going straight on to mission 2. This one, we add a few little extra bits. So Generally speaking, the complexity increases as you go. There are a few little breather levels later in the game, but right now 2's basically just more complicated than 1 was. Straight away, we've got to sort of walk through a Resident Evil laser corridor. Ooh. Oh, of course I did that.
Do you normally lose points for hitting the laser?
Weirdly enough, if the room has no enemies in it, then it doesn't matter. If the room has enemies in it, then there is a small points bonus at the end of the room for beating every enemy, which if you did it without taking damage is slightly higher. You get a no damage clear. So if I were to hit that like a laser in this room, that would dock me a few points. Oops. But in a room with no enemies, it doesn't matter. Just slows you down a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, we're playing on easy, so it's pretty forgiving damage-wise, but the health does start to add up a bit. Mission 3 in particular is going to be a little tight on health management, because I do take some intentional damage later on to avoid some other things. Yeah, so essentially the enemies usually follow pretty predictable patterns. They've got pretty solid audio cues for when they attack and what kind of attack they're doing, which effectively just lets you take it, like, essentially play around the weakness of not being able to move and shoot, and having... Oh, no. Those lasers always get me. It's theoretically possible to just run at them and jump over, but I always think I can do it, and then I can't. All right, lovely. Managed that without any damage. Oh, come on, come on, come on. So unfortunately, the auto-targeter decided it wanted to hit the one further back. Oh, I don't even need that. Already max energy. All right, beautiful. The platforming sections in this game are few and far between, and I'm grateful for it, because the platforming controls are a little janky. You've effectively got a forward jump, which can be turned into a bit of a weird diagonal movement. You've got a backward jump, and your just standing jump is extremely low and is basically just there to be a dodge rather than an actual platforming tool. So anytime you actually need to sort of have precision movement, hopping from platform to platform, it's usually setting you up for failure. All right, there we go. So this room, it's important I don't drop the combo, because for my routing, I need to get the points from a full combo for this. So should be okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
And I believe whenever you are using like the special move, you're invincible.
Yes, so activating an energy drive does make you invulnerable, which is handy. I'll just do another one. Ideally, I should have waited for the first wave of those enemies to spawn. Anyway, that's good. Giant payout from that. And just need to recharge. And mission 2, fortunately, is a slightly shorter one, so we're just coming straight up to, I won't even call it a boss, it's it's what we have instead of a boss in this mission. We've just got to blow up a reactor with some laser cannons on it. There's an extremely basic gimmick here where there's an energy shield that just starts off up and blocks all of your attacks, and we've just got to wait for it to drop. The game will play around with this and give us some variations later on, but for now it's extremely basic. Just wait for the enemy to stop being invulnerable and then shoot it. A little harder on the higher difficulties when you can't just one-shot it with an energy drive. All right, so mission 3, this is the one that filters out the chaff from the wheat. This is probably one of the trickiest missions in the game. Partly because you've got to take a bit of intentional damage, partly because points still matter, so it's sort of encouraged to be a little bit hasty sometimes. I quite like this one. It's got lots of little interesting little puzzles. We've introduced a few new enemy types as well. So we've seen a lot of these little machine gun robots. We're going to be seeing a lot more of them. And these ones, this one here, these little floating, hovering enemies, in this room they don't matter, but later on I'm going to have to try and deliberately avoid getting scanned by them, because they've got this little like non-damaging scan attack. That means that if they hit you, the extra enemies will spawn in the next room, which obviously if it turns out that that room's a forced combat room, it'll slow you down, which you don't want, because you know, why kill 5 enemies when you could just kill 3? Got a little maze room here, and I'm not going to get too greedy for points here. Ooh, get you, and I'm just going to let that combo lapse. It doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, unfortunately turning around is also a little bit fraught. There's a quick turn and there's like a slower turn using the analog. Oh, come on. Okay, good. There we are. Those ones will mess you up if you don't pay attention to them. I might be able to keep the combo here, but it's... Nah, well, whatever. That would have just been gravy. And just need to proceed out through the lasers, so... Oh, there we go, lovely. Good timing there. I'll take full credit for that piece of blind luck. All right. So we've got a couple of pretty whatever rooms coming up here. If we've got anything, yeah, any donations or any shout-outs to do on behalf of the organisation, now's a pretty good time.
Perfect, yeah, we have a few donations that have come in. $15 from Tool Girl Vanessa saying, good luck to Nicosar, take care of my namesake, Lesson 3. Then we had $150 from Anonymous saying, for playing a game I was probably too young to play as a kid. Thanks for the nostalgia of the... I'm not going to say that, that's a rude word, but yeah, thank you for the nostalgia. And then $40 from Opal saying, no comment.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody. Your generosity for the cause is appreciated. Thank you, Vanessa. I'll do my best to not dishonor things. Oh, those mines are mean. Okay, good. So I just got through a platforming room. I'm going to take a bit of health here. And this room coming up here, I'm going to intentionally hit the lasers because you can... There we go. So that little scan thing they do, if you... it doesn't damage you, but Mercy invincibility from taking damage does still protect you from it. So it's possible to go through this room damageless and not get scanned, but it's much harder, and the consequences of being scanned slow you down so much more than taking some lasers to the face. So just taking that one a little bit cautious. All right, and we'll just kaboom this one. Oh, that's excellent. All right, so you just, come on, wait for your buddy to spawn. There we go. Ah, bugger. I was a little impatient there. So what I should have been able to do is just get both of those with the one energy drive. I can't use the last one on that one because I need to save 2 bars of the meter for a upcoming room. So my health is getting a little dicey here. I've got essentially 3 or 2 corridors in a row that are just shooting galleries. In principle, you can do this damageless. In practice, it usually comes down to how cheeky you're being and whether or not you're tempting fates. That's a missile launch and I'm in trouble here. Okay. Yeah, that would have been bad if I'd been a little bit slower.
Just moments away from disaster.
Yes. Yes. The missiles are like, if you play the game cautious, they're pretty trivial to dodge. They've got a predictable arc and you can just jump immediately before they land. But when you're just hopping through like this, obviously you're not, you know, it's slow trying to do that. So you want to be fast. You get a bit reckless. All right, good. This room with the lasers is often a bit bad. So this is another room where score matters. I'm just going to try and maintain a full combo here on these sequence of enemies. So these 2 cannons, they're easy because they just sit there and let me blow them up. And now we just go bang. Good. Okay. Those guys hop around a bit, so it's a little bit less reliable to get rid of them. And now ideally what I want is to get all 4 enemies with the blast here. Okay, that's good. So the cannons technically don't die here, but all I need is 1 shot each and kaboom, you're done. That went well. It usually doesn't when I practice. I think that's the last combat room of this mission, so otherwise I'm just hopping through to the boss. Yeah, this is an interesting little story with this game. You know, whoever knows what interesting is, but I picked this one up. I think it would have been about 2004, 2005 or so. And still sort of like, oh, I was a Nintendo baby, and I wanted games for the GameCube, and it had a bit of a software drought. So my brother found this one. I had no clue about it, actually. But I'm very glad he did, because we both, you know, it's an interesting one to just sort of like try and challenge yourself on, especially on the higher difficulties. A lot of the combat when I pick it here is pretty trivial because, like, it's easy mode. You know, enemies are tuned such that you can just blast them out of existence with a single energy drive. But certainly for me when I was, you know, a young'un playing this, getting the hard mode clear felt really, really difficult. I haven't actually revisited it since on like non-speedrun, so who knows? Maybe it was just that I was a small wee one and not very good at games. So we've got a rematch with our first boss now. This time we actually just fight it instead of being like a little test. That's the other pattern you'll see in this game, is there is a significant amount of asset reuse. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so we'll see what our points are at. So now I'm going to do a bit of shopping. No, buy the Prima Blazer, and that's the suit we'll be in for the rest of the game. Energy capacity. Oh, lovely. I can get energy drive too. Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. On to mission 4.
Do you still need to worry about upgrades or just
Yeah. So, I'm ultimately going to upgrade the palm shot to max. So that should be another. It needs 100,000 to max out. So I need another, 30,000 and change. Sorry, 70,000 and change to hit that. But I don't really need it until like mission 9, I think. So like I've got all the time in the world to get that done. So from this point on, score doesn't really matter. And I'll generally, I won't do silly things like trying to, risk my neck to extend combos because I don't need to. So the big difference with the different suits in this game is, generally speaking, they're each focused around like different patterns. So broadly speaking, each tier, there's like a beginner, intermediate, and expert tier, and each of those has, whoosh, these hands are really irritating, by the way. They get in your way, and yeah, game's got hands. Oh, okay, well, I'll take that kill. But yeah, there's like an attack-focused, a defense-focused, and a balance-focused suit. So we started off in the basic balance suit, and now we're in the offensive suit. Still, like I said, the basic tier. And mostly we're using it because it's got 2 new energy drives that are very handy. So the first one I used a little back then is the laser spin. That's called the Falcon. And I didn't actually use it for the longest time. I only realized when the current world record holder used it to improve routing in a few levels, but basically because it does massive, massive sustained damage at short range, which you can use to get a few boss quick kills. So hoping to be able to show that off. The other one that's absolutely pivotal to the run is the, we'll be using it at the end of this mission, it's called the Harrier, where basically you fire a bunch of piercing energy shots that ricochet off walls, which is handy, and they also ignore enemy shields. So, that reactor back in mission 2 where I had to sit there waiting for the shield to drop. Now, I don't need to care about that. If I can just find a surface to bounce some of these off, I can just shoot through, it'll pierce, it'll clean up everything at once if it can, which is very nice. If you've got a keen ear, I've got no idea how much of the music's coming through, but the soundtrack for this level actually got reused in Resident Evil 4. I think it's Krauser's Mercenaries theme. Yeah, Capcom waste not, want not. People might have not bought this game, but they, like, that's a perfectly good piece of music. We'll use that again. Up we go. All right, easy. So, mission 4 is another relatively short one. So now we've just got sort of the pre-boss corridor, and there's like not really like a boss fight here, but it's a bunch of regular enemies, a bunch of robots that I've got to deal with once we get past this little checkpoint. And this one depends a bit on geometry. So we'll see the Harrier in action. So jump over here, and we go here, and ideally this will clean up all of them. Beautiful. The problem this one has relative to the energy drive on the basic one, and I got a freebie, is that there's no tracking on the shots. Unlike the homing missiles that I start with. Oh, this is looking beautiful. Oh, lovely. Okay. And spin to win. Beautiful. So that's just 9 enemies. Blow them all up. They're not always so obliging in terms of where they spawn. All right, easy. So we will just power up palm shot. Oh, lovely. Double palm shot power up in mission 5. I can't remember the last time I got that. Yeah, so this is the scariest mission in the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like a skip coming up in one of the rooms, and it's probably like a 50-50 shot that he'll get it, so it's not particularly easy to get.
It saves about 2 minutes.
Yes.
So, yeah, if you're on PB pace, this level's the filter. Is where runs go to die. Obviously, like there are backup strats, but they're slow. So hopefully, I won't have to show them off. If necessary, we can still sail through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So climbing up the tower here, we've got another set of new enemies. These little cute little crab dudes. They're actually not really much of a problem in speedrun, because if you're just trying to bail and run past them, they just miss you. They're an absolute pain in the neck when you're playing casual and going for score, because they have a pretty low profile, so they're difficult to hit, and they give you a very small combo extension. Their timer is tiny. So double nice thing about speedrun is you don't need to care about that. You just run past them, ignore them, and they're easy. All right, so we've got one forced fight here. Got to deal with these hands, and this is where these hands are particularly irritating because they juke all over the place. They've got 3 different attacks. none of which are consistent, like in terms of which one they're going to use. You can't really read which one they're going to come with. Sometimes they just do this instant little fire of their machine guns. Sometimes they do a giant... Oh, come on.
It's just right on the side.
Yeah, I got
Also
overconfident.
targeting.
Stopped shooting that little one before it was dead. And yeah, sometimes the hands do this weird little sweep thing, and whatever they do, it's always the one that you don't want them to do. Yes, it's entirely possible that they might result in some swear jar contributions over the course of this run, because they are one of the least predictable things about this game. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, and another new enemy here. We're just going to see up on the wall there some static missile launchers. And these ones, they can be a little scary. Oh, okay, not this time. They can't because they took forever to shoot. But their missiles can be a bit scary because they don't track as well as the blue ones from the robots, but they last forever. So if you're in a big open area, if they miss you the first time, they can just loop around and get you again. Lovely. So slightly hazardous there because it's like you drop in front of the giant dude, and their machine gun sometimes comes out fast enough that you don't get your energy drive up before you're vulnerable. But fortunately, they don't track well at all. I just need to make sure I don't fall into the pit here or I'm having to do the whole room again. Beautiful. There we go. All right. So we've got another forced combat room coming up here. So what I'll do is I'll just take out 2 of these missile launchers before they can do anything. Just means I don't have to worry about dodging. And the nice thing is about if you've got the double palm shot upgrade, you can just blitz these guys before they get a shot off, because they don't aggro until you shoot them. Whereas if you're going by on base palm shot power, they will be able to fire before they die, and you then need to waste time dodging the missile. So that was a very nice little routing-based time save there. All right, we'll just spin for this one. The cylinder enemies are a little bit, like it's quicker to shoot them if they stay still, but if they don't stay still, it's just a bad time. All right, so here we are. It's reactor time. So yeah, this is a bit scary.
Yeah, so this is the room where Nico will try to do the 2-minute skip.
So basically, up above me, there is a big shielded reactor that technically I can't target, and I'm not supposed to be able to hurt. All right, there we are. Already I'm slightly off. Okay, we'll try about here and align that head. Okay, that's all right. Align that head here and target the top one. All right, let's see. Cross your fingers. There we go.
Nice.
Whew.
And that is the mission.
Yeah, pretty much. I've got maybe, if I'm lucky, a 50% rate on getting that, so I'm very happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that room could go horribly wrong. I've seen them like get shot off the edge before.
So yeah, if you can't cheese the reactor by bouncing shots into it, you have to kill every enemy in that room, and there's like 6 missile launchers and 10 turrets. It takes forever. All right. Okay, well, with the adrenaline rush subsiding, I'm on to mission 6 now. This one's usually pretty cruisy. It's got a couple of rooms where you've sort of got to time things a bit, so I'm just going to wait for an audio cue here. Okay, we're good. Those little plasma burst things there, you need to delay your jump just a tiny bit before you jump over them. If you just jump straight away, then their hitbox is a bit janky and it catches you and does massive damage. So that's good to have avoided that. Yeah, it was mostly a breather mission. There's another sort of big corridor room like that, but there's not much combat. There is a new boss coming up at the end of it, which I'll be very, very keen to show off. So we just get a little dialogue here that we skip, basically just telling us that like there's a locked door, you can only take one door, there'll be another one, come back later. So we're actually going to be revisiting this area in mission 9. But, no, got greedy. There we go. All right, cool. Now this is, oh yeah, we do have a slightly tense room here because we've got a couple of missile launchers up on the walls there, and because this room's so open, those missiles, it's very hard to get them to sort of detonate against the terrain. So usually they just keep on chasing you and chasing you and chasing you. I think I'm looking okay. Yeah, we'll see, because there's another big, long sort of shooting gallery room later on, which is nice to have a health buffer for. This one, once again, I'm just going to use the energy drive because they're unpredictable in terms of when they stop, and the energy drive means you don't have to worry about aiming. And then here, we're just going to skip forward past these two, and once again, spin around. That should be excellent. And one more. Come on. There you are. Boom. Oh, come on. That's my problem. I'm greedy. I keep on thinking I've only, just like got enough and I haven't. All right. So we've got a big, long walk through this room here. So we've got another sort of gauntlet with these little plasma tossers. I'll just go, whoop. See, that's the problem. You do it wrong and that happens. This will be interesting. This is the last room with any enemies in it before the boss fight, so I think I'm okay. 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 There we are. We're good. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what happens if you die at the start over the room.
Fortunately, it's pretty kind. You just have to start the room again.
Yeah.
But the game has a continue system, so technically, if I were feeling really scared, I'd heal up here because there are full health and energy power-ups. But this boss, you don't need it. All right, so we just got a little cutscene coming up here. Skip. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps, and now we spin to win. Sorry, boss, I didn't hear you. What happened? That was actually relatively new discovery for me. I used to fight that thing conventionally, just slug it out, and it's a pain in the neck, really slow. So much nicer just being able to do that. Okay. So this is, I think, this is the first of our run-back missions. So effectively, this mission is revisiting a lot of previous room layouts and stuff from back in Mission 3. The difference is, they've changed the lighting, they've mixed the enemies up a little bit, but they're very keen to go, okay, we've got these assets, we're only going to get so much, so much time to make things. We're on a huge time crunch, so let's just, do a remix mission. So you'll probably, if you remember Mission 3, this maze room effectively is just pretty much a direct repeat coming up here. The difference is, instead of having a bunch of little gun drones around, instead there are some shield drones that pop over enemies, which I think are new in this mission as well. It introduces them. They're not hugely impactful, but especially because on easy, you do so much damage that often you can destroy the enemy they intended to protect before they finish spawning in, like then. But they can slow you down a bit, especially if you don't have much spare in the way of energy. Lovely. All right, off we go. So I'll see if I can avoid just running into the lasers like a silly person, like I did back in Mission 3. There we go. No, okay. I swear I know how to play this game. There we go. Beautiful.
Right. So you mentioned that the size. Does the size of the enemy count for the amount of combo you get timer, or?
As a rule of thumb, yes. Generally speaking, the bigger, more dangerous enemies give you a longer combo timer, partly to reflect the fact that, they take more time and effort to kill. It also eventually, there's as the combo gets larger, the timer just is naturally smaller to start with. So, you might get 5 seconds for killing a little dude first, and then you might get, after you've killed another 4 of them or so, you might only get 3 seconds per kill instead. And the combo timer doesn't add up. It effectively just resets every time you get a kill. So you could be sitting on 15 seconds for having killed a big thing, and then you kill a tiny thing, it's oh, now I've only got 5. And it feels a bit sad. Luckily, yeah, we're at the point now where fortunately I don't need to care about it. I've got all the points I need. I used to route buying a mid-game suit for one mission late on for a specific energy drive I had, but I think it's now faster not to do that. Where are we? I've forgotten. Oh, okay, this room. Yep. So there's little satellite enemies. They can be a bit of a pain if you run past them because their shots do sort of track a little bit, and you can't really dodge them when you can't see them. So you just sort of try a bit of blind jumping there. Laser room should be pretty easy. Yeah, except when you jump when you shouldn't have. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. All right, so there's one more combat room, and then we've got the end. So this one's... Oh, yeah. This one's quite fun. Another recent change, using the Falcon Energy Drive here, you just spin around, and it smashes them all before their shield drone can spawn. I used to use the piercing one, but it's much slower animation, so it's nice being able to do this. And just, yeah, everything's melted. Very nice. All right. So coming up on the final room here, this is my first contribution, my contribution to routing this game. I discovered this trick. I say, taking credit for like, if you just do this and don't think at all, and just bang, just stand still, and the reactor blows up with that energy drive. That's discovery, right? You can take credit for that. That mission again is quite irritating if you have to actually play it like intended. You got to sort of climb up high, and that's slow. We don't want to do that. So we've got another call forward to Resident Evil 4 here. We've got Hunk's music playing now. If it turns out it's not Hunk, you can correct me in somewhere. It's been about 15 years since I played Resi 4. I'm pretty sure this is Hunk's music. And this is just Mission 1's outdoor area, but the lights are down. There's a cute little gimmick here where walking into the spotlights gets you shot by the turrets. If you're actually playing for points, this room is a nightmare, because you're never getting a full combo, but we're not, so it's fine. The next room with enemies coming, there's like a break room ahead. This mission's tiny. It's effectively just like 2 rooms and a boss, which is fine by me because that's fast. But in the room that's, so not on this one, but the next room coming up is actually quite important that I don't get scanned, because unlike every other situation where you can get scanned, usually it's like the next room will always have enemies in it, and it's just a matter of how many and where they are. Whereas in this room, the following room, if you don't get scanned, is completely empty. It's just a free room you just walk through, and we're getting that good. Otherwise, they'll spawn like 4 turrets and some gun robots, and it'll take you 30 seconds to clear when it should take you 10. So very nice to avoid that. And once we get through here, there we go, lovely. We'll have a new boss to meet. So, whoop, 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 and in here, and hello. This one is, this was very scary back when I was first learning the game. Oh, lovely. So I got a bit of free damage from the rebounds there, and fortunately I've got this last cycle should be free, I say that, and yeah, there we go, beautiful. But because it moves around and there's no tracking on that energy drive, it can be a little dicey if you don't time things right. Your shots will just go wide of the hurt boxes and do nothing. Okay, so yeah, Mission 9, that's it, yes. So this one is probably the least kind mission in the game. After this, missions 10 and 11 are relatively forgiving, but this one's got a few nasty little enemy layouts, and it's got an escape sequence that can be a little bit slow. So, but for now, it's effectively just a retread of the Mission 6 rooms, new enemies, new layouts, but the actual geometry is exactly the same. Yeah, those missiles are a little bit tricky to dodge. Sometimes they decide like their timing's bad and they start the launch sequence when they're right in your face, and that's very hard to dodge. But still, we're making it through. We're also about to come, yes. So you've noticed I've been skipping a few cutscenes here and there, but pretty much all that they've consisted of is just a little bit of like, robot moves menacingly and poses, and then you fight. This mission has one of 2 actual cutscenes with plot and story and dialogue in it. We're going to be skipping that too, but it's extremely minimal.
Yeah, I don't recall this game having a long plot.
Yeah. Like, they don't at any point actually explain what the title means, and it's pretty much like just up to guessing anyway. This one's a little bit dicey here. Oh, good, they stayed still. Oh, come on. That's extremely rude of you. You should have just gotten smashed, robot. Why were you trying to preserve your own life? Very rude. All right. Oh. Yes, the other problem is if you push the A button to open doors, but it's also what you push to shoot. So if you push it while you're targeting something, it'll spin you around and make you look at the thing you're targeting. So we don't want that. That's a bit of a finesse fault. All right. So first act has gone all right, and now we've just got to sort of navigate this little maze thing. This time when I'm going through, I don't need to kill anything, which is nice, because the geometry makes it a bit hard to sort of track where everything is. Enemies don't all spawn at once, so sometimes you have to sort of play running around. So I'm glad, fortunately this time, I just got to run past them and I'm fine. We do have a compulsory combat room coming up here though, and this one's a little interesting. I'm going to take a bit of a risk at getting shot here. Oh, come on, no. Okay, 2 wrongs made a right. I was very lucky that shield drone spawned low enough that the laser spin could hit it, because otherwise it would have just completely blocked me getting rid of the robot it was protecting. I'm going to try my luck here. Hopefully some of these ricochets will pick up, there we go, a few extras. Okay, lovely. And this should get rid of the remaining enemies, and the door unlocks. Beautiful. There are like 4 enemies in here, so if you don't pick up some with the ricochets, you usually need to take time to manually shoot the survivors from that energy drive. So, you know, things have been pretty kind so far. No complaints. So now we just have a little breather room pre-boss. Don't need health, but I do need energy. And it's, yeah, it's rematch time with, come on, with our train friend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's dance. That should have worked. Ah, well, can't win them all. I'll just have to shoot you a bit. Not ideal, but, well, you know, certainly could have been worse. Unfortunately, the timing and positioning's a little finicky on getting the complete quick kill, but it's still much better than it used to be. So health is a little low here, so we'll see how this goes. So we now get to introduce, you know, the boss goes, oh, surprise, phase 2. Fortunately, come on, come on. Fortunately, it's pretty predictable, and you can bait it. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, okay. Oh no, 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 no. I just need to do this for invulnerability. Okay, well that took 2 more than it should have, but it's done. I didn't die. If I'd gotten smashed there, I would have had to run back 2 whole rooms. Extremely slow. So I'm glad my hubris wasn't punished too much. So yeah, here we go. We see on the platform, oh look, it's a clone of me who looks exactly the same, and then the self-destruct sequence has been activated, so we just need to run away. No, you know, don't know why, don't know how, just, you know, there's been a bomb set, we've got to get out of here. So we go up the lift, and uniquely in like speedrun, this is the only level where you actually revisit rooms you've already been to. So we've got to go all the way back to that room, the sort of the maze room with the floating hands, and then get our way out from there. You do get game over if the timer elapses, but funnily enough, we're not going to have to worry about that in this particular go-round. Okay, good. Don't get hit by missiles. That's a good health tip for everybody. Yeah, okay, good.
Pretty sure it's not healthy to get hit by missiles.
No. So this room, strictly speaking, isn't okay. Isn't a combat room, but this enemy that spawns here is so large that I effectively can't walk past it. So sorry, buddy, we've got to get rid of you. Nothing personal. All right. Now, here, unfortunately, is a room with a lot of frustrations. There's significant spawn RNG in where these hand enemies turn up. Ideally, I only want 1 to spawn backwards of me, and I want it to hop over the corridor there. So I'm just going to go try to pick up some ricochets, see if I can get a bit of extra whatever. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
Because there are 4 of them. I've taken care of 3. Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you like that energy drive is just such a ray of sunshine in my life. Just you get so many free things that you don't actually deserve. All right. So that was a pretty decent. It was an okay mission 9. I kind of flubbed the boss a bit, but that's how it goes.
I mean, at least you didn't die.
No, it's true. Yeah, funnily enough, game overs are a bit weird for for whatever reason. This game technically is still like leaderboard stuff is still done on in-game time, and game overs actually are really, really tricky because you need to sort of like recalc things. Because if you die, the time that you spent in the room where you actually died doesn't get added to your end game time, which obviously, like, you know, that's stupid, that's busted, that's wrong. So doing it deathless is just like a way to make things nice for everybody anyway. All right.
Do we have time for some donations?
We absolutely do.
Fantastic, thank you. First of all, we had a $50 donation from Anonymous, no comment. $10 from I_Wanna_Cookie saying, thank you to everyone at AusSpeedruns for hosting this again at PAX. I also want a big thank you to the speedrunners. You guys are awesome. Let's break last year's record. And $200 from Alley Cat saying, hey Nico, good luck with the run. I was fortunate to be offered an appearance fee for running Goose Game at ACMI last time, and I'm starting to donate to the marathon. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, thanks, Nico. no, I'm joking. Good luck with the Reactor 5 skipped. Yeah, and then a note for the host, but yeah. Cheers.
Oh, I do love you, JT. You're fantastic.
Oh, thanks, mate.
All right, I've gone slightly off the intended route for this little section here. This room's an absolute pain. Okay. I'm going to try using this here. Because normally I'm supposed to smash that one earlier. Oh, come on. That's just rude. Okay, and now we're just going to laser spin our way through 2 of these. Okay, we're not. Yeah, that's the problem when you go off script.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate that the only way you can really like take out enemies apart from using the spin to win is to have them in your camera view.
Yeah.
And it's just very awkward.
Now, there's a way to manipulate this enemy to spawn with all of the other ones up in the middle, but I've never been able to figure out what it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, that's a bit scuffed there. I hate that room. If I get it under a minute, it's a good day. Okay, there we are. Yep. So I just need to jump over this. Yeah, there are a few blind corners where the enemies get a bit cute and they're like, I'm just going to shoot knowing that you're going to run past it. It's like, thanks, game. I really appreciate you just deciding to, you know, appreciate how predictable I am. Ooh, this might get interesting. Okay, so this room, the doors are locked, so I do need to smash everything, and... Oh, that self-destruct actually makes it a little difficult to do the accounting. I think... Okay, I'm good.
Like,
yeah, because I need 8 enemies dead. Oh, come on. But one of them self-destructed, so it didn't add to the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're lucky, the enemies align there much, much nicer, and they just sort of all go all at once. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it work that time. Oh, lovely. Mine's easy. So I do need to respect this. There's a volley over there that I just need to make sure I'm mid-air when I clear the corner, otherwise I get shot. What's next? Oh, it's a... No, I can't remember. Okay, it's this room. And the rest of this level is pretty cruisy. There are no more forced combat rooms, so we've got it pretty quiet. Yeah, no, if we've got anything worth reading out, might not be a bad time. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so this version of the room is significantly kinder than the previous one because it's just a break room, completely empty, devoid of anything apart from like a shop portal and some recharge stations. Still takes forever to get through. But at least you're not getting shot in the process. All right.
They give you free health too.
Yeah, oh, you know, the free health is very nice. Free energy would have been better. Unfortunately, I'm slightly off from my my routing. Normally, I'd have at least 1 energy left in the tank, and I could just go straight to the final room without bothering to recharge. But I'm going to have to take advantage of the second last room just to make sure I've got enough to handle the reactor at the end. So you can just sort of jimmy my way through this little... oh no, I can take that. Lovely. Yep. Awesome. I forgot about that power up there. Normally I hug the wall, so that's fine. Cool. Yeah, all right, yes. So, you know, continuing in the spirit of, you know, healthy asset reuse, our second last encounter before, you know, the final mission is just a refight of the Mission 2 reactor. Difference is I've got a neat little extra set of tools here, so I'm going to try and be a little cheeky and just try and smash through the shield. And no, oh well. Sometimes you can aim it, sometimes it just doesn't want to work. But either way, we're through. So, yeah, mission 10 done. Pretty okay, and it's time for the last mission. Yeah, so we're about, no, you know, we are on the home stretch. I really like this mission. You know, it's brings back the music from the intro movie that we skipped, but obviously, you know, if you're playing the game normally, you'd recognize it. It's got a cool little theme to it. A few interesting little puzzle rooms with in terms of like what the best way is to get rid of enemies, and a lot of cool little, you know, set piece things. I thought it gave the game a pretty good sending off when I was first beating it. You know, I still like playing it now. So we have a few essentially just shooting gallery corridors to run through. These turrets, bless their souls, their tracking is awful. If you just keep on moving, they cannot hit you. It's genuinely not possible. You know, feels very nice compared to some of the other enemies. So just, you know, second verse, same as the first. But there is quite a bit of combat nonetheless coming up later on. Okay, there we go. Where are we at? That's room 4. Yep. So room 5's another corridor. Off we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got the first of what's going to be a pattern in this room, in this mission rather, of 2 of these like big laser cannons, one of them each like flanking each side of a sort of a chamber. Oi, okay. Oh, no. So unfortunately I messed up my energy drive input there. And I'm just going to shoot you. Okay, good. But it is actually possible to swing the camera around to have both of them in frame, at which point you just get rid of them with the energy drive. It would have been much better if I'd done it the other way around, because obviously the finishing off that mobile robot with the palm shot would have been much quicker. All right. So got a slightly tricky room coming up here. Unfortunately, it's slightly cycle-based and luck-based, because we've got in the middle of this area, we've got a cylinder robot that's on sort of, it's on like a set sort of patrol thing, and I've got to hope that this drive catches it. Okay, we're good. Lovely. It's entirely possible for it to just be on the like opposite side of that pillar. Okay, shoot you. And just, in that case, it's easy just to wait for its self-destruct time and a timeout, because otherwise it's just, it's dodging its bullet volleys and then finishing off shooting it just takes too much time. Okay. It's going all right so far in here. Okay. Okay. A little awkward handling the camera there. Beautiful. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Oh, whew. Okay, 46 is great. I have consistent, like many times that room takes me more than a minute. Just very irritating how the enemies move around. So, where are we at? Okay, good. Yeah. So we got another cannon room here. So we just take this pair out. This time the geometry lets us get both of them in shot at once, which is very nice. And then just this pair, this trio here, we can just smash them all at once with a single big combo. Kaboom, goodbye. And we're through to the next one. Not lasering yet, no. Oh, okay. Getting scanned, actually, as far as I can tell, doesn't actually do anything for this room coming up. I've gotten scanned, I've got not scanned. Every time it's just 2 hands and 2 cannons. The problem is that the hands are a pain in the neck whether or not any of them extra spawn, because they can juke out of the way, which is particularly irritating when you're using this energy drive. Okay. This, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they do that. They break your heart. You hate to see it. I think that was a ricochet that finished that one off.
Yeah.
So 2 wrongs made a right.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got one last hurrah from the rooms full of lasers, and okay. I was so happy I got through the tricky, weird one that I just ran face first into the simple, easy one. Don't you love it? All right. And yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. So one last combat room, and then we're on to the last act. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Do not get vaporized. Do not get vaporized.
Is that like a one hit?
That will absolutely end you in one hit.
Yeah.
With change. Okay, a little less than ideal, but we can just shoot you. That's fine. Yeah, the tracking on them is awful. They telegraph their attacks a lot, but they absolutely will just destroy you if they do hit you. All right, and I think a tiny bit forward, and this should clean up both of those turrets and also the 2 robots that just spawned at the door. So that's beautiful. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to take... Normally I'm like overconfident and I don't bother refilling my energy for this, but I'm just going to take a bit of safety energy here, and we've got the final boss rush. So, not the final boss, not to be confused with. So first up we've got another boss rematch with our friend Nicosar, which I think is German for dandelion. So unfortunately that gamble failed, which is why I took the extra energy there. So yeah, we've got, yep, that should be fine. Lovely, so we trigger the phase transition. You'll notice that the health bar isn't at 50% this time. Oh, come on. That's because this boss now has a phase 3. Fortunately, phase 3 is a joke, and you can just do this, and it dies instantly. It would be a nightmare to fight legit. So that's something to note for any hypothetical future hard mode run of this game. You need to come up with a way of actually dealing with this thing instead of just laughing through it. Now we are... Oh. I think I just lost the game.
Oh, no.
Okay, it's just taken forever. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't hear the disc clicks through the headphones. The GameCube's, you know, doing its best. All right, final boss time. Hope Ali didn't have a heart attack there. All right, so first stage is... Okay, good. Yep. First stage, you just shoot it. And now second stage, we abuse a little bit of level geometry here. We hop around and do this, because basically when this suit fires, it shoots out 3 shots. 1 shot will always go after your target, but if there is no other targets to hit... you never do that pattern, Alvaron. That's really rude. If there are no other enemies to hit, then the others will sort of fly out at a bit of an angle, and so this way you can essentially double dip and try and hit the boss with multiple shots from the same attack. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, so now I just need to make sure I don't fall into the pit. If I do, I have to fight the boss all over again.
You almost did.
I almost did.
Yeah.
That's extremely silly of me.
Yeah.
Time will be coming up in the next room once a cutscene begins. So I'll do my best to anticipate it and call it.
Just one more pew pew.
Yeah, just for
Down the road.
old time's sake.
Yeah.
And time. Whew, what do we have? Oh wow, that's a pretty good RTA.
Yeah.
All right, how are we for time overall?
Yeah, because we can only get like the in-game time at the end of these credits, and
Yeah.
they like really showing off Vanessa.
Yes. This is yeah. So if we've got the time, I might just ask to play through the credits so we can get the in-game time. But otherwise, if we've got a schedule to keep, please feel free to move us on. I guess I'll, in the meantime, use the opportunity to say a big thank you to AusSpeedruns for having me here. This is the first game I ever learned to speedrun. It's what got me into speedrunning in the first place, so getting a chance to show it off at PAX is a dream come true. It's really fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed getting to see a game that you probably, had forgotten existed if you knew about it in the first place. Thank you, Aeon, for being on the couch. I've really great having the commentary there, and JT likewise. Your company is always welcome.
Cheers, mate. I might go through some donations while we're sitting for the credits then. We got $50 from Anonymous, no comment. And then $100 from Anonymous, no comment. $50 from Alex Krull, no comment also. $50 from Mayo saying save Snotty, which currently puts sparing Snotty at 160 and kill Snotty at 150. So it's only $10 difference, very close. And yeah, very good run overall, Nico. I was very happy to watch that.
Thank you. Anonymous really ponying up. I'll use the opportunity, I suppose, since I'm not sure if it's been done on stage yet. I'm sure it has, but AusSpeedruns this year, I believe we have a Penny Arcade badge. We have a little pin rather.
I got it.
Yeah. There we go. A very fast little insect, little beetle. I believe all proceeds from the pin go to support Game on Cancer.
That's correct. I've got one too. Very good. Over there at the desk.
So if you want to look particularly stylish and fast, please go over and get one of those. All right.
Yeah, you're supporting a wonderful cause by getting one of these as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're nearly there. Yes, unfortunately, unlike verifiers, you can just skip to the end of the video. You know, we're doing this live, so. Normally I wouldn't, but this one felt like a good run. All right, where are we at? 39.01, that is pretty darn respectable for live.
Yeah,
all right.
Is that close to your peak?
That's, I think my PP is 38.03, so obviously a bit of distance there, but, you know, I'm very happy with that. Beyond my wildest dreams for something done live. All right. Yeah. Now the game can just taunt me, tell me that I'm supposed to be playing on hard next time. With that, thank you very much, ASM. Thank you, PAX. It's been wonderful. Enjoy all the amazing speed running yet to come.
All right, great run there by Nicosar. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Hope you guys did too. Up next, we have Spirit of the North, any percent on PC by Flex Storm. Stick around for that. We had a $15 donation by Zella Nino in that interim with no comments. As Nicosar mentioned before, we are participating in the arcade pin quest. If you'd like to purchase a Speedle pin, they're pretty cool. They look like these. $30 over there at the runner management desk. All proceeds from the sale will go towards Cure Cancer Australia. And while we got everyone here, I might just mention who we are. We are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Game on Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or in person at the runner management desk. I'll also post a link in the chat to donate that way also. But yeah, stick around for the next run. All right, welcome back everyone to ASAP, AusSpeedruns at PAX. We are ready for the next run. It is Spirit of North, 80% on PC by Flexstorm. Take it away, mate. And